everyone. Welcome to What's the Biz, your place for business and entrepreneurship. I have my friend Karen Wissing here to talk with us today. Karen, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
We're so glad to have you, and we had a great conversation prior to being on camera, so I'm really excited. So just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from and what you do.
Absolutely. I am from Shreveport, Bossier. I was born in Shreveport and stayed until about 2017. Then I went over the river and went to Bossier, but now I'm a communications consultant.
You know, so many people that are in business or looking to get in business don't understand how important communications is a part of, especially for larger organizations. So that's just awesome. So tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Well, I'm very active in the Public Relations Association of Louisiana Northwest Chapter, and I'm also active with the Southern Public Relations Federation, and I'm also very active with Toastmasters International, which I believe really helps anyone develop communication and leadership skills. And I also teach part-time at Centenary College, and it sounds like a lot, but I'm able to manage, day to day.
Yeah, because I was thinking, I'm like, how is Karen doing all of this? And at Centenary, what do you teach there?
Introduction to Strategic Communications.
That is awesome. Well, y'all, we have Karen here with us. So on this next part, we're going to talk a little bit more about communications and all the different endeavors that she has with communication. So we'll be right back.
My name is Jessica Lattin, and I am the owner of JL Counseling. I provide individual counseling, family counseling, and group counseling, and I cover a variety of topics, including grief counseling, anger management, depression, and anxiety. Domestic violence and maternal mental health are two topics that are very near and dear to my heart, and there is a lack of services here in our community, and that is why I chose to specialize in those two areas. There is a huge stigma surrounding mental health these days, and I really want to be a beacon of light in this community to show everyone that your mental health is just as important as your physical health. My favorite part about the counseling process is watching my clients achieve their goals and seeing the smile on their faces and the change in their attitude really helps me to realize this is why I became a counselor.
Welcome back to What's the Biz, your place for business and entrepreneurship. We have Karen Wissing here with AEP Communications Consultant. Karen, let's talk about some communication things. I know that's your job, that's what you teach. You're also involved in the community, so let's talk about how important that is.
Oh, absolutely. First of all, communications is important no matter what role you're in business or what have you. I think, and even in healthcare, you got to know how to talk to your patients.
Right.
But anyway, but for what I do in the community, specifically with PROW, Public Relations Association of Louisiana, I was the state president in 2021, and now that duty has been given to someone else, and I'm now on the board of the Southern Public Relations Federation, which is a larger organization that PROW is part of.
Wow.
And that organization covers Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida. So being a part of that board is really helpful to learn what other communicators are doing across different industries, and hearing what's their best practices, and kind of learning from that and bringing that back to my role at SWEPCO.
Wow, and that's awesome. And I tell so many people like yourself that are professionals and that are in business, even for themselves, how important communications is and how these organizations can really help to really, prompt you in how to be the best communicator that you can be. I know I've been in business a while, and public speaking is one thing that kind of naturally came, but I've learned a lot in some of those organizations. I was a part of PROW for a while, and then another one that you said as well, Toastmasters.
Yes.
My wife has been a part of that. So tell us about Toastmasters and how that can help anybody.
Yeah, it helps anyone. It makes your one-on-one conversations, you feel more confident. You realize how many times you use crutch words such as etc., or I know, or right, just words that you fill in when you don't really know what to say. So I've learned that it teaches you to pause, and to be confident in your skills such as communications and leadership. And I just find it an incredible organization, and it's international. And due with COVID happening, you're able to log on to Zoom meetings in Europe, any parts of the world. It's been really cool. I was able to join a Toastmasters group in Los Angeles a couple of months ago, and it's just really great to be able to hear different perspectives.
Yes.
And then hear how they're learning their leadership and communication skills. So I find it's beneficial for anyone that wants to improve their communication, no matter their job title, no matter what they do. It's an incredible organization.
That is amazing, and I've heard the same, and it seems like I'm getting to know more people that are a part of that, so that is definitely awesome. So tell us this now. I know that it's new that you are teaching at Sitting There, so what would you tell me if I was a student about Intro to Communication, or even our viewing audience?
Well, I would say that strategic communication is not necessarily applied to only communication professionals. Going back to what I said about whether you're in healthcare, whether you're in business, I've got a student that is studying to be a golf coach, and you got to think, like, you got to communicate with the students that you eventually want to coach, and so you've got to think about what's the best way to approach what you need to say. So we're focusing on researching campaigns and seeing how other entities have handled campaigns, and then this second part of the semester we'll be working with local community nonprofits and helping them having the students rather develop a campaign, and then have those nonprofit representatives come in and see what the students come up with, and they can either take back and apply what the students give,
yes,
or gave rather, or they can most importantly, they'll give feedback to the students.
Yes,
and
yes.
it's gonna be, I think, a really great experience for them.
That sounds like a great experience for students, but like you say, there's so much that even I would say even seasoned professionals or business people can learn. Well, that's awesome. So we've learned how to communicate, so we're going to come back and we're going to talk some more just about business and professionalism and some good tips that you can give our viewing audience. See you in a second. Do you want to play for a church, play with a band, produce music, or even provide live sound? Listen and Play School of Music is for you. We currently offer piano, drum, organ, voice, music production, and live sound training. With lessons from our seasoned instructors, we can take your music abilities to the next level. Visit our website, listenandplaymusic.com, or call us at 318-232-0756. Listen, play music. Welcome back to What's the Biz. We're here with Karen Wissing, and we've had an awesome conversation. So, Karen, let's talk about young professionals, people that are looking to advance their career. And this works not only for young professionals, but also for business people, entrepreneurs. What do you think is one of the most important things to get your career advanced? I think networking. I truly believe in the power of networking, especially in Shreveport-Bossier, and there are so many opportunities to do that. You have chamber breakfasts, you have YPI, Young Professionals Initiative, and you also have PROW, which I think is a great way to interact, especially for communicators, yes,
those that are looking to advance in communications. And there are also just so much more that is not, well, the Rotary Clubs and Toastmasters International is also a great way to network. But I would say networking and, putting yourself out there,
right,
and finding those subject matter experts through those conversations and building a relationship with them and calling on them when you say, hey, I kind of want to know more about this. Can you help me understand? Exactly. Because I think it benefits not only the young professional, but I think the person that is helping that young professional, kind of really enjoys giving back. Exactly. And yes, and that I think it's just a huge advantage to finding someone through those networking opportunities. Right. I mean, networking is probably the best thing you can do. And you said so many great organizations, and I've been on the Greater Shreveport Chamber Board. I've been in Prowl at one time, on Rotary Club, BNI Business Networking International. Yep. All of those opportunities
of networking brought on other opportunities. So it's just priceless. What are some other things that you think? We know networking is important. There's so many organizations here. What are some other things that someone could do?
I think LinkedIn learning the different lessons that LinkedIn can offer you, especially in regards to the field that you're interested in. I think there's a lot of different programs rather that LinkedIn offers that can really help a person learn more. They do assessments and they'll give you a score of your proficiency in the assessment that you take. I find that helpful. Outside of LinkedIn assessments, I would also suggest following LinkedIn groups that are applicable to your career choice, and also following the influencers on LinkedIn, the business professionals that have a very large following, because they're posting daily and they're posting helpful content, and it just only helps you learn more and kind of maybe help you direct you where you want to go with your career.
And that's ironic, because I know you would probably be mad at me. I'm not a good LinkedIn person. My profile has been up there for years and I post every once in a while. And normally people are always talking about Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but LinkedIn, that is just so important. And that's something that I know I need to improve on. So LinkedIn groups, are they similar to Facebook groups, just kind of for professionals?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And a lot of times you'll have those same people that are in your industry and they can give you some of the different tactics and stuff to kind of get on up there. So everybody remember that. Make sure right now when you're listening to this, update your LinkedIn page, join a LinkedIn group. And what was the other thing that you mentioned from LinkedIn?
The assessments that LinkedIn offers all users. If you have something on your profile about what you do or some of your skill sets, then every now and then LinkedIn will send a notification, hey, we have this assessment available, would you like to take it? And then the score you receive will then be on your profile. So, hiring managers may be looking at that and thinking, okay, well, this person has this skill set and also this assessment score, and maybe make you a better candidate.
Wow. Well, everybody, right now, like I say, go to your LinkedIn. We want to thank Karen for those nuggets, and we're going to be right back, and we're just going to hear from Karen anything else she may have to say and just some future endeavors she may be looking to get into. So we'll see you here right back here in a few seconds.
In our 35-year history, this is the most important thing that we have done from an awareness perspective, from a fundraising perspective, from a volunteer perspective. When people understand your mission and why you exist and what you hope to change as a result of your nonprofit, they better know how to connect with that mission.
I think one of the things when you talked about women, and I really want to talk about that.
In a 2-month period of time from November 1st through December 31st, we were able to gain over 100 new donors, which equated to about $100,000 in additional revenue in a 60-day period of time. And so it's not that one-time gift, it's that name, it's the connection, it's the relationship.
Welcome back to What's the Biz. I'm here with Karen Wissing. We've had a great conversation about communication and about LinkedIn. I'm harping on that LinkedIn because I have to do better on that, Karen. So we thank you so much for being here on the show today. So anything else that you want to tell our viewing audience?
Well, I just would, I would just recommend networking and improving communication and leadership skills through Toastmasters, and also just seeking out those groups that you think might help you move forward with your career, and then seeking out a mentor or a career coach.
Yes.
And all of those things can just help you become a better professional and improve your quality of life when it comes to your career.
Right, and you said it, mentors are so important. I always like to say, and I've heard some of my mentors say they like to have people that aren't scared of them, that will tell them if they're doing something good, they'll applaud them, but if they're not doing something as well, they're not scared to get in that person's space and say, hey, look, you need to do this better. And I think we all need those type of accountability partners in our lives. We can always say our parents may have been understand that, but sometimes we don't listen to our parents, but we need sometimes somebody externally to
Yep.
say, hey, look, I see where you're going. I see where you want to go. You're doing great there, but this is where you need to improve. So mentors are important. Karen, thank you so much again
Thank you for having me.
being here with me. And again, What's the Biz, your place for entrepreneur business professionalism. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.